When someone says something uncomfortably real in a public setting, the reaction is often visceral. We flinch, we look away, or we feel a sudden spike in tension. This happens because, on a neurological level, our brains are processing that unfiltered truth not as a virtue, but as an immediate physical threat. It's a strange contradiction. We claim to admire honesty, yet we routinely punish those who actually practice it. We label them as difficult, we call them abrasive or socially unaware, effectively sidelining the very people we say we value. This friction exists because everyday life isn't actually built on objective facts. It functions on a carefully maintained layer of polite exaggerations and strategic silences, the small deceptions that keep social gears from grinding. If honesty is such a noble trait, why does removing these social filters feel so dangerous? Why does the truth cause such profound discomfort instead of a sense of relief? We pull away from honest people, not because they are malicious, but because their existence threatens three specific psychological systems we use to protect ourselves from reality. The very first defensive system is the ego. Most of us live inside a curated story about who we are, an idealized version, where our flaws and inconsistencies are kept hidden in the shadows. An honest person acts like a mirror that refuses to use a filter. They bridge the gap between that comfortable fiction and our actual behavior, forcing us to look at the parts of ourselves we've spent years trying to suppress. This creates cognitive dissonance, the severe mental stress when your internal story clashes with your actions. To stop that pain, the brain instinctively discredits the source. It is easier to blame the truth teller than to accept the unflattering reflection. By making the honest person the villain, we avoid the responsibility of change, choosing the safety of our illusions over the discomfort of our unresolved flaws. This fear also extends to our group dynamics. In corporate offices and tight-knit social circles, there is often an unspoken agreement to prioritize peace over accuracy. This is impression management, a constant trade of small lies and flattery to maintain status and keep the group stable. Honest individuals completely break this unspoken contract. By refusing to sugarcoat failures or participate in collective denial, they disrupt the scripts everyone else is following. For those who rely on manipulation or ambiguity to maintain their status, this directness is destabilizing. When someone insists on naming things as they are, the power of the manipulator vanishes. This unpredictability makes honest people feel dangerous to the group. Because they cannot be controlled by social pressure, the subconscious mind flags them as a threat to the hierarchy. The final defense system is biological. Our modern brains are still operating on prehistoric survival hardware that treats social rejection as a life or death emergency. For our ancestors, disrupting tribal harmony or speaking an unwanted truth could lead to banishment. In the wilderness, being cast out by the tribe meant literal death. Today, we still carry that ancient wiring. When an honest person creates social friction, our nervous systems respond with the same urgency as if we were being targeted by a predator. The unyielding nature of a truth teller triggers a massive threat response in the people around them, activating a code red alarm that demands they either silence the truth or withdraw from it. Ultimately, our fear of these individuals is a projection of our own primal terror. We aren't afraid of their words. We are afraid that their words will lead to our rejection by the tribe. However, research suggests that this biological reaction is actually based on a miscalculation. We are wired to expect a catastrophe that almost never happens. In a study at the University of Chicago, participants were asked to be significantly more honest in their daily lives. They went in fully expecting their relationships to crumble under the weight of the truth. The results were the opposite. The interactions were far less damaging and significantly more connecting than anyone predicted. The participants found that honesty actually accelerated trust rather than destroying it. We consistently overestimate the danger of being real. While the brain screams that vulnerability is a threat, the data shows it is one of the most effective ways to build deep, lasting credibility. Honest individuals understand this intuitively. They possess an internal sense of safety that isn't dependent on constant approval, allowing them to bypass the evolutionary fear of being disliked. This authenticity trades short-term popularity for long-term respect. In a world of filters and masks, being real is an elite trait that acts as a filter for inner peace. Living this way requires the courage to prioritize the truth over the temporary comfort of a lie. It is a choice to be authentic, even when it's socially expensive, because the fear of honest people is, and always has been, a fear of ourselves. We only shrink away from the truth teller when we aren't yet ready to face our own unresolved shadows.